Prime Minister Boris Johnson is set to unveil a 3-tier lockdown plan amid a surge in COVID-19 cases. Boris Johnson will be addressing the Parliament amid criticism after media leaks had detailed the government's coronavirus plan. The Prime Minister was yet to discuss the restrictions with the regional leaders. The government is expected to roll out stricter measures to contain the spread of COVID-19 in the country. Authorities will be introducing a new alert system under which areas will be classified as medium, high and very high risk based on the rate of transmission. Bars and cafes are likely to remain shut. In fact, the government is also mulling a ban on overnight stays. The new plan is being seen as an attempt to make the restrictions uniform and transparent. According to a report, Liverpool will be the only part which will be placed in the high-risk category. The government has said that it would pay up to 2/3 of staff monthly wages to firms that have been forced to close over the winter months. The new rules will most likely not be imposed on Scotland and Northern Ireland, which have separate health services. With nearly 43,000 COVID-19 cases, the UK is among the worst hit European nations. Joining us on the broadcast is our London Bureau Chief, Mandy Clark. Mandy, a lot of criticism coming the way of the UK leadership that these measures could have come a lot earlier.
Absolutely, and clarity. I think the biggest issue with the measures, those local lockdowns that we've seen before these announcements, is it was just really unclear what were the measures. People were interpreting the way that was most desirable to them. And even the Prime Minister really struggled to understand how those restrictions worked in local lockdowns. So this is to add clarity to the public so they know that if they're in a medium area going into a very high area, that there'll be severe restrictions imposed and that it will be universal across England, as you rightly pointed out, that Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland have devolved governments, so they will have their own healthcare systems in place. But this is really, hopefully, to add clarity, to really bring down the COVID rate, because it is skyrocketing right now and the government is very worried that the second wave might be worse than the first.
We've been seeing images and reports talking about the protests, in a way, by the bar owners, by the restaurant owners, some of them also pulling out huge piles of ice on the streets. A simmering anger on the ground. The UK authorities definitely do have a lot of questions to answer.
Exactly. The hospitality industry in particular are severely affected, and many have been saying that they simply cannot survive another serious lockdown. They will have to close restaurants. As it is now, the numbers are way down. And if there's not enough government, even though there's been quite a bit of government help for industry all around, these particularly hard-hit areas like the arts, theatre and hospitality services will essentially shut down, and they provide billions into the British economy overall. So they say, as kind of like a beating heart of the British economy, they're simply not getting enough support, and that's why you're seeing these protests and palpable anger on the streets.
All right. Thanks very much, Mandy, for those updates. We'll, of course, keep a close eye on those announcements from the UK Prime Minister, which will hopefully provide some clarity to the people on the ground.